Today we're going to be talking about passing values to functions with arguments. We're going to be using two parameters to populate this information here. I just typed in HTML and hit tab. We are going to be adding a footer here because this is something that we'll take advantage of later on in the process. So now we're going to move over to the body. I'm just going to add in a header here. This is not necessary. This is just more for style points. So this is just going to show like basic JavaScript, and then it's going to tell you kind of what we're doing. So passing values to functions with arguments. After this, we're going to set up the part that will actually be changing using the JavaScript with this p tag here. What we're going to do is we're going to come into the first set of p tag and put in ID equals, and that is how we'll know what to call from the JavaScript file. So don't forget to eliminate that extra piece up there. We're going to save this. You can save it as index.html. And now move over to your JavaScript file. So with this, we're going to start out with the variable. We're just going to go ahead and create a variable. And I'm going to name it number result because obviously that's what it is. And then our function name is going to be function with args. And for now, I'm going to leave the parameters blank. We'll come back to that. And now we're actually going to write out our function. So function with args, leave the parameters blank for now. So what we're doing here is we're going to tell the function what to do. So we want it to return a plus b. Those are our parameters. So we got to make sure we add those up at the top as well. And now what we're going to do is add in the part that's going to change the actual front-facing HTML on your website. So we're going to type in document.getElementById. The ID is what we put on the front side, but we're going to leave that blank for now and go back to it. Enter HTML equals number result, which is our variable name. So if you go back to the HTML, we named the ID passed values. You can change that to whatever you would like, but we named it passed values here, and you're going to paste that right next to the get element by ID. Then at the top with your variable, don't forget to add in the numbers you would like to add together. So in this scenario, we're going to do 4 plus 3. So if we save this, save it as js.javascript or something.javascript, whatever you would like. Yep, save, override. So if you pull up the website now, let's take a look and see if everything's working properly. I don't know how to talk, I guess. If you notice, it's actually not showing any value here. The reason being is because we didn't link our JavaScript file to our index.html file. So if we go back to our index.html, go down to the footer that we had pointed out earlier in the process, this is where we're going to call our script at. So here we're going to type in script and just basically link the JavaScript file to this HTML page. So type text JavaScript, and after that you're going to link to the file path. Essentially this would be a URL or something of that sort if you were on a live website. I have my JavaScript file in the same folder, so all I have to do is just js.js. As you can see, the parentheses got messed up here. That's actually supposed to be at the end of the text JavaScript. So now if we save this again and go back and look at our website, you will notice that it is actually functioning now. So it shows 7. Obviously 3 plus 4 equals 7. And you can do this with any sort of numbers. If you go back, change it to what, 10 plus 5 maybe? It'll now return 15. Now this will be even better if you're accepting input from the user and then pass that on along. So you, for instance, could have maybe almost like a calculator type function. You could have the user put in some information and then pass those values along and then display a result as far as maybe like user wants to figure out what 10 times 10 is or 11 times 12. These are all possibilities. You could just easily change the plus sign to a times or a multiplication sign, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, it's just free game. I appreciate you guys watching. I know this is very simple. We'll be doing plenty of these in the future, so don't forget to subscribe and comment if you have any questions. This code is posted on CodePen, so I will link that in the bottom for you as well. That way you can play around with it and see exactly how everything works. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.